Hello and welcome to this episode of Storm King's Thunder. My name is John Godebed and I'm Final Boss Fight's resident GM. We rejoin the action as the group make their way into the Oracle of the Allfather. Hopefully.
It would be lovely.
Loading.
He's like, my god, you want this map? Fuck me.
Apparently,
It's been
yeah.
so long.
Yep, Paige is unresponsive.
Oh no, it's later for me.
Not for me.
Oh,
just-
pages are unresponsive too.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
Wait, black screen of death. Hold on.
Yep, and straight away, Fenwick is looking at Talon.
God.
Ooh.
Ah,
He's
snap.
not actually here.
Hang
It went
on,
wild.
hang on. I gotta see this.
Hmm. I might have to reload Roll20.
This is a
Doesn't
very
sound
old picture of Kaylin in there.
It's a very big map, and
Or maybe I'm just not on the map yet.
or possibly you're not even on the map.
You're probably not on the map yet, because I can't get in there to put anybody on the map just yet, because it's still loading.
I'm on the map, but it's lagging a lot. But I think that's because the map's so big.
God, I see everyone. I see a Luna. I see a very old picture of Kaylin.
I can't believe Brad's still fucking dead.
I just realised something. There was a sofa in the middle of the fucking.
I love how each time we keep coming back to like an old map, we're just reminded of how Bry's dead.
I love the fact that whenever I go on an old map, it's the fact that Fenwick's there and no one else is.
Yeah, everyone's like, here's the poor guy.
Right, I'm just going to come off of this screen for a moment while it loads, so that we're not just looking at it
Nice.
loading.
Mm.
Harshnag is there.
Sorry, I had a frog in my throat.
How can you have a frog in your throat if you are a frog?
You
Cannibalism.
know what the response to that's gonna be.
Cannibalism.
Four is how that is.
Ah,
Boy, I sure love
On
this
yourself.
map.
I did, didn't I? I did do that.
Alright, let's just close that. Discord, hello?
Hi.
Oh, good. You all just went silent. I was
Oh.
worried that everything had gone away.
No, we're just waiting.
No, we're just here.
I'm
don't feel so
just
good,
playing Dragon
Mr.
Quest
Bell.
Builders. I'm just going to sit in silence while we wait.
Yeah. I think while we're waiting, Borrowed most likely had cleared away the rest of the pies in the kitchen, and then went about, with the help of Geo and anyone else who wanted, piling the giant corpses like in a central area, and then started harvesting them.
What?
Okay.
Yeah. It's meat.
It's meat, and it's not cannibalism because they're not human.
Yeah.
Can we stop
Also, it's
this discussion
it's
right
just gonna-
now?
It's just gonna rot there.
Oh my god, just ban the body.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
but that's a
doesn't-
waste of good meat.
Also, that's a lot of like. That's still gonna be like a massive skeleton.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I just can't load the game at the moment.
Hmm.
Rip.
Oh, then.
Well, I guess we have to improvise.
Ah,
Well,
fair
I
enough.
can't even get into the game to like look at what the game, like the book
Oh.
at all. I can't get into Roll20.
Oh no.
Should we play the Grog a Substantial Whimsy game whilst we wait?
Oh.
We can all play Monster Prom.
We can all play Monster Prom.
I mean, John, I have the book on hand.
That's not
Not gonna
helpful
help.
for me.
Go mail
I mean,
it in.
I could just take pictures of the pages that you need. and then send it to you. Old school style.
Do it. This is like emergency bunker situation.
Alright.
I don't have Storm King's Thunder as a book, do I?
Now's the time to look.
No, I don't.
Mayday, mayday.
Thursday, Tuesday.
I don't really know what to do because
Friday.
obviously I wasn't expecting it to fucking break.
Obviously.
That was your first mistake, John.
Place called?
Hopefully... Oh, 1 second, let me try this. Might be able to do this. One moment.
Live! Live! Well, shit.
Ah, no.
Oh, bollocks! God damn it!
God. Oh,
Son of a bitch!
God. Oh, the Allfather 120.
Please damn the dirt
Following along
bugs. Please
Turn
damn
your
the
Storm
dirt
King's
bugs.
books to page 121 to see where we are.
Hang on a minute, if I needed to... No, I don't want to do that yet. I'll do that in a minute. That is backup, secondary backup idea.
Secondary. Ah. Oh, okay. I mean, the map of the place might be online, John.
Well, this is awkward.
A little bit, yeah.
So, that weather, huh?
So Calderex, you said you were here?
I might be.
It's nice to see you.
I mean, I could always just join in for just shits and giggles.
That would be very awkward considering one of the people in here is best friends with Morg, so...
Well, that makes no difference to me.
Oof. Get flexed on Amy, I guess.
I'm just hanging out.
Doesn't matter, I can just hang around as much as you want. Calderex, what are you doing here?
What?
It's, oh, just so you know, depending on plans that I want to do, I might let you know, but I might not be there on Wednesday for the game.
Rip. How dare you leave us?
It all depends, because like my friend who lives in Lancaster wants to see me, and it all depends on if I go or not. If I just go there for a day or not, but I'll let you know.
Okay.
I'll see. If I'm there, he might let me use his computer to play, but I don't know.
Does he not? Is he like, no, you stay here with me forever. I
Yes.
don't like playing with anyone else anymore.
He's a very cuddly guy.
Lingy.
He's one of those people, like, when I leave, he's like, no, don't go, and I'm just like, but I have to go.
But I gotta.
But I don't wanna.
Right, it is not loading at all.
Rip.
Skip.
So,
Hello, and welcome to Storm King's Thunder Karaoke Night.
I can... Okay, I've got this. I
Oh,
might
it's
have the
got
chat...
stuff.
No, it went away. Stop reloading the page. Like, the page just keeps reloading. It gets to a certain point in loading, and then it seems to redo it. So, I've got the adventure. You head into the... You'll have to just picture it in your minds for the moment, unfortunately.
Mind palace.
You head into the temple, Anam's temple. And for those of you who've not been here before,
Before we even enter, Fenwick will just like turn around to them all and say, "By the way, there's probably going to be a giant in here. He's a cool guy. He's called Harshnag."
It
Okay.
concerns me of how many friends you have that are very big.
Well,
Borrowed
I'm used to
immediately
giants anyway,
unsummons
so.
a giant axe that he was carrying.
Yaghol will pat Hector on the head. It's okay. We can't all be tall like
Also-
me.
Also, no one
Just
mentioned
Stop
to
that,
him
Mr. Yaghol.
the fact that I made frost giant steak. No one mentioned that at all.
No.
Oh, we can't. Can we not do anything
Oh,
with
I
that?
have the chat.
Hey!
Holy footballs!
I'm going to brace my wand of wonder in these trying times.
You have a wand of
I
wonder?
actually got myself
Yeah, I still have it.
On Hector?
Yeah,
What?
yeah. It was left behind by RTO, and she never asked for it back.
Oh man. That thing.
A thick frost clings to every surface in this 100-foot high vaulted chamber. 7 enormous statues dominate this room. The largest of them is an 80-foot tall robed giant, his arms outstretched and his face hidden behind a stony cowl, facing a glowing archway in the east wall. Kneeling in rows to each side of this statue are 6 giants, half of its size, each impressive in its own right, depicting a paragon of a type of giant: hill, stone, frost, fire, cloud, and storm. These smaller statues face the bigger one in the room's center. In their outstretched arms, they each hold a weapon. And a frost giant enters the room.
Ah!
Ah,
Giant axe. Never
Fenwick.
mind.
Yaghol. You have some new friends, I see.
Hi.
Again.
Well, you remember Chupa?
Ah, yes. Yes.
She was here the first time.
Oh,
I-
yeah, you're that giant fucker.
I remember
Oh,
Chupa.
Milo like walks up to Harshnag.
She's the one who.
Hello.
She's the one who set up every trap.
Yes, I remember Chupa.
Milo's just waving at the giant.
Did you
Hi,
say?
nice to meet you. Hi.
Do you say that in giant or in common?
I say that in giant.
Othwa. Oh, hello, little one.
Nice to meet you. I'm Milo Teedley, at your service.
My name is Harshnag. You'll accept my apologies for not bending down and shaking your hand, but it wouldn't go well.
It's absolutely fine.
Probably pull your arm off.
So
Offers a finger to.
you'll be wanting to see the Oracle again, then, Fenwick?
Yes, we've gotten we've gotten one of the conches at least. We just need to know if we need more or if it's. We need questions answered.
So tell me more about this oracle then.
He reaches up and takes the axe from the frost giant and touches it to the archway, and suddenly there's a flicker of divine magical energy that just a shining silvery energy covers the wall, and the runes around the edge of this arch just light up.
I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Borrowed, by the way. Hello.
Ah, I am Harshnag.
Milo asks Harshnag if he can his children.
Ah, sure.
Hashtag.
And you all can pass through the gateway into the oracle itself. Beyond the thundering archway lies a hexagonal chamber whose walls raise 50 feet before tapering to a 90 feet high apex. Standing in each corner of the room is another life-size statue of a giant holding a heavy iron lantern in one raised arm. Hill, stone, frost, fire, cloud, and storm are once again represented. A cold magical light radiates from each lantern, illuminating a giant corpse still lying on the floor beneath a shroud of frost.
What?
I think that was all past its sell-by date.
It's a
Out of
long
character,
story.
I personally thought that thing was gone last time you went.
Nope.
Nope, nobody's been able to clean up the body of Igagon. The ghost isn't here anymore.
Yes, correct. But the body is still there. Like,
You're correct, it was like basically just covered in ice, just basically frozen to the floor.
Yep.
Well, that's one way to preserve it, I suppose.
Well, he's dead.
Yes, I got that, Sir Fenwick.
Well, he got killed by his father.
And no one
Oh.
thought to move the body.
You try moving a giant corpse frozen to the floor.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Harshnag will explain that you can ask 6 questions to the oracle and it will answer.
Ooh, I have one.
To stand in the center of the circle and inquire.
Borrowed stands in the circle.
Oh no.
How do you make the perfect stone giant soup?
Milo just face palms that.
In a booming voice. In giant
Oh no.
comes the answer.
So, Milo, you know how to make the best cloud giant soup.
Milo, what did it say?
What does it say, John?
Sorry, did you say cloud giant or stone giant?
Stone giant.
Well, we have a load of cloud giant corpses, we don't have any stone.
Oh, probably should have asked that, but it's fine.
Borrowed, please leave the circle.
John's quickly Googling.
Oh, okay.
No, John googled this already.
And just goes straight over to Milo and just sort of picks him up and goes, "What
I'm
did
not.
it
I'm
say?"
not there. Hashna, I'm basically on.
Milo's on Harshnag's shoulder at the moment.
Oh. Runs
From,
out
like,
of the room.
Wait, Milo wasn't there. No.
No, Milo's in the room with Harshnag.
Okay. Huh. Sorry. At the foot of Harshnag. What did it say?
Well.
It's coming.
What did? It's coming. Hang on a second.
Our Lord cometh.
Coming.
Sir Fenwick, are there any questions you need answering?
To be perfectly frank, out of character, this was Michael's suggestion. So,
That's the point.
so I have no actual reason or know what we're going to ask. So,
Out of character. Something that I think he was going on the back of was just like, so we have one of the conches. What do we do with it?
this is true. This is the thing that we can ask and inquire.
Exactly. And back into character. What did it say?
Something to do with take a bowl of water, place a stone aside, ask the passers-by to add ingredients to the pot of the understanding that you share the fabulous soup. When all of the ingredients have boiled, take out the stone. Yeah.
Fantastic. Burrow just like sort of takes out a pad of paper and just starts writing stone giant soup. and just start scribbling ingredients.
For anybody wondering, I did earlier Google stone soup.
Nice.
And that is a legitimate, not recipe, that is an old story of a traveller who would make stone soup on the understanding that he basically boiled a pot of water with a stone in it and told villagers that he was making stone soup, and they would each add an ingredient to the pot. And then he would take the stone out, and then they would have a nice soup. And he hadn't contributed anything but a pot of water.
Oh, I used to love that story!
That's really interesting. I like that.
That's actually something you can get in the Warhammer RPG if you're a peasant.
That was one of my favorite stories as a kid.
It sounds actually pretty fun. Like if you think about it, if it was to like if you were to wanting to make kind of a meal together, you get ingredients together and like make it all up and see what you get.
One of the lanterns flickers out.
Okay,
so
guys,
that's
I
how
think
that
it's
works.
best the idea that we ask serious questions. So, Fenwick, I think it's best for you to take over the stairs. Well, not stage, I mean.
Always me, always right. So, we have obtained one of the conches. What do we do with it?
In a booming voice in Giant that none of you but Milo understands,
I'm pretty sure Harshnag understands it.
and Harshnag will also understand. Use the conch to visit Hecaton's court.
Hecaton.
The Storm Giant.
Alright.
And then... so we just need to use the conches to visit the court.
Speak to Sarissa, his youngest daughter. She has a clue to find her father's whereabouts and needs your help. 2 lanterns go out.
Oh.
Alright. Okay.
And I love it.
So go to the court, speak to Sarissa. Written in a notepad.
Serissa.
From a blank bit of paper. There it is. Use conch to visit Hecaton's court.
Oh, just in case. Hecaton.
Speak to Sarissa.
3 lanterns are still lit.
I mean, steps out of, sir. I mean, do we want to know kind of where this court is? Because it could be in like the middle of an active volcano or something.
That's very true.
Or I don't know, in the astral sea or fucking, I don't know, anywhere. So maybe like what preparations do we need for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goes back into the. What preparations do we need to visit Hecaton's court?
You will need no further preparations than the giant conch. The court is not located somewhere hazardous.
Helpful.
Just making sure.
Hecaton's court is located in Maelstrom.
Nice.
The, you know, the
Maelstrom
giant,
sounds a bit watery.
like, the whirlpool.
Not a hazardous place. A whirlpool.
Well, that's what they usually are, aren't they?
I mean, that's what I mean. That's what I'm questioning. It's like out of the circle. He's questioning. That's what I'm trying to question. Is it's called Maelstrom? That's a vortex of water. Why would they call it Maelstrom if it's like not hazardous?
I can swim.
I can. Well,
Well, I can only hope that they've not considered that bit. I think we.
2 lanterns.
I think I'll try and prepare something if I can.
Sir Fenthwick,
What?
do you have any other questions in mind? Because
I could ask about other recipes.
no.
Okay.
Well-
Listen, Borrowed, I know this is a lovely hobby and a lovely fascination, but there is a time and a place for everything.
All right.
Alright. I see how it is.
Someone will be getting a thing of
Well-
stone giant soup later. That's fine.
Well, perhaps, Sir Fenthwick, maybe it would be wise if we had the means to check on the progress of that team you mentioned in Chelt. If you are so curious about the progression of your fallen friends.
I mean,
You know,
I don't
really
know how much this. I don't know if this oracle will know anything, but at the same time, we've got no other questions.
It's an oracle. It's going to.
I mean, it's an oracle of giant kind, and maybe they cast the happenings of small focus beneath them.
Well, there are giants in Chult sometimes.
Anyway, oh, oracle.
You don't have to speak like that.
There are a group of people in Chult trying to stop the death curse. Do you know how they fare?
Bear with me a moment.
While I check my notes from tomorrow.
While I watch the stream back.
Well, I remember what happened in the VOD.
I see a blue-skinned elf rubbing his face on everything.
Wait, Briar's dead?
Wait, Kalen's married.
Wait, Kalen's pregnant?
Oh my god.
Progresses. It just progresses.
They are dead.
Tired of these questions.
And a lantern goes out.
Wait, seriously? What?
Wait, what?
They're dead.
Okay.
Can,
Insight.
Yeah, please, because.
yeah, maybe.
What are you inciting? There is just a voice in the
We're
sky.
inciting the inflection of the voice.
The voice spoke in a language you do not understand.
Well, I'm going to interpret it as May with a 19.
What's that?
Yeah, Milo, can you inform us that he just said that?
Milo.
I'm assuming Milo's been like translating anyway.
Fenthwick asked about a team of people in a tomb in Chult.
Oh.
And the voice boomed back the answer of, they are dead.
Wait, we didn't specify what team.
That is true. But I don't really want to waste the last question.
Well,
Yeah,
let's
Cole made a
hope
good
for
question
the
about what-
best.
I have one last chance to ask.
What happened to Lord Hecaton? Taking Yaghol's question as
He was misled by his eldest daughters, Miran and Nim, who covet his throne.
so
What,
they
is he blind?
they tricked him. He's been taken somewhere or gone somewhere or something.
They covered it in super glue. Now he can never stand up.
Now he's more chair than man.
Covet.
I took
Oh.
that directly from the Invader Zim movie.
God. That
They-
reminds me of the
They covet his throne.
covet. Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
That reminds me of the time there was this story about this woman, and she was sat on a toilet for 2 years because she was too scared to get up from it.
What?
what?
Yeah. And then when they tried to actually get her up, her backside was literally stuck to the toilet seat because she'd been sat there for so long.
I assume like your legs would like lose a lot of blood pressure after.
Yeah.
But she just went one day and she was genuinely just too scared to get back up, so she was there for 2 years.
I need to look online for this.
The final lantern.
goes.
Goes out.
Ooh.
Well,
Okay.
those are our questions for the day.
Then I guess we go to this whirlpool place.
Well, now that I know it's called Maelstrom, I really think I should prepare spells. So I think we take a day and then go tomorrow.
All right. Yes.
If-
That's good
if-
precaution.
It's just the fact it's called Maelstrom.
Harshnag points out, if you're taking a day, the Oracle will have more answers for you.
This is
Oh.
true.
It resets.
That's true. Yeah.
It resets at midnight.
There are 6 questions a day.
I could get 6 recipes.
I think we should just maybe if we
Per
stay
day.
around for a bit and then possibly get more answers and then take
You
them-
can ask 6 more questions tomorrow, and then you'll have prepared the spells.
That's true.
Hmm.
Well then, who votes that we'd wait a day?
I want more recipes.
We'll give you 1 recipe.
Yeah.
And he'll ask about the correct giant this time.
Yes, I will.
Da, 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 da. Oh yeah, we take a day if everyone's happy to take a day.
Yep, that's fine.
In that case, I shall sort through my spells.
Ooh.
AKA, I'm going to a quick water breathing.
That's water breathing and water walking. Very good.
Okay, guys, this story that Amy said about a woman being on the toilet for 2 years.
Is it
True
true?
story. That's YouTube and everything.
Man, I hoped it wasn't.
Really, really hoped it wasn't.
Well,
Yeah.
I kind of knew it was because I heard it. I mean, there are more horrible stories out there, like that woman who just died in her home and no one knows 3 years later.
Ooh.
Anyway,
Sorry.
Stories!
John, remind me. It's frost giants on the ship on the
it is
Cloud
Cloud Giants.
cloud giants. Okay. That switches up my answer a
I
bit.
mean, we had some ogre corpses as well, if you want.
Oh yeah, there are also ogre corpses, and
I can do something with their.
no,
eyes.
that's about it.
Wait, no, they're not cyclops.
Any ones?
Um,
I could make them into a good actually, yeah, no, never mind.
Would you guys like to do anything throughout the night? Are you staying in the temple, or are you going back to the castle?
Right, ship.
I say the ship because it would be warmer.
Yeah. Also, griffins to feed. Those guys daily upkeep because I don't want them to be malnourished anymore.
Make me an animal handling check.
Okay. Here's the problem: is Borrowed any good at animal handling? He's decent. He's decent.
Okay. You go in
Oh,
there.
he's great at animal handling.
You head into the room, and there are 6 cages, one of which is opened.
That's weird.
There are 5 griffins still in the other cages. There is a barrel of horse meat by the door.
Oh, that's gone off a little bit.
It's a little bit worse for wear, but it's still Griffin friendly.
That's true. I'm going to take 10 pieces of it,
Okay.
and I'm going to give each Griffin 2 pieces. And how big are the cages? They're big enough for them to move around in. Right?
Yeah, they're big enough. They're about, I think, 20 feet or so across.
Nice.
Let me
Okay, that's good. So they have like room to stretch and do stuff.
Let me see if I can load that map. I can.
It's mostly just making sure they're not going to be malnourished anymore, and also like quick getaway if we don't want to just waste spell slots continuously on flying and the castle gets taken down.
The cages are 30 feet across.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And I miscounted, you actually only have 4 griffins, and there are 5 cages.
Okay, in that case,
So we'll rework out numbers as you take 8.
Yes, and I will give 2 to each of them, and just generally just check up on like their health and making sure they're not too malnourished, or they're on the road to recovery from being malnourished, if they are, and like any injuries they have or anything.
They seem pretty well taken care for.
Fantastic. Good. I want to keep it that way.
The following morning, you head back to the Oracle, and Harshnag will open the gate again. And the statue's lanterns are lit once again.
I'm going to make sure that Milo is in the room. I'm going to walk into the circle. No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna walk out of the circle. I'm gonna look at Fenthwick and Hector and say, "Can I ask?"
Take your question of soup.
Thank you. We'll walk into the circle. How do I make the perfect cloud giant stew?
You're really asking that goddamn question.
Yes, I am. I want to know. It doesn't have to contain cloud giant meat. I just want to know.
In a loud, booming voice, in Giant. In a large casserole dish, cook the meat in oil over a medium heat until brown.
Nice.
Pour in gravy, stir in accompaniments. Bring to boil and simmer for an hour. Stir in vegetables. Cover and simmer for another hour.
Nice. Perfect. Cool. Thank you very much.
Will
I walk back out
work
of the
good
circle.
with beef.
Nice.
Also. Not at all, because I just looked up a simple beef stew recipe.
Mood.
And one of the lanterns.
Borrowed steps out of the circle. Well, I'm satisfied. What about you guys?
You have 5 questions.
Borrowed just sits down and writes in his book.
Do we
giant.
need to know anything else about the giants or?
Well, does anybody know where this whirlpool-y place is specifically? Always a show-off.
Whereabouts is Maelstrom?
Milk.
In a booming voice comes the answer. The map is loading. One moment.
Also, Sammy's boarding his flight back home.
Oh.
Yeah.
Silly. That guy better have like a week off and doing nothing
Yeah.
and sleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, he won't.
Apparently-
He's gonna be preparing for fucking Thursdays.
Yeah.
You've got to be preparing this fucking zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, he could just take another. We could just have another week off. We could just have a week off. But no, he's going to work himself to death. Try.
Yes.
As Sammy does.
Sammy, no, oh no.
In a booming
No.
voice, the oracle says, "In the Sea of Swords, south of Whalebones."
It's in the Sea of Swords. Yeah, I'm glad I just prepared water breathing just in case.
And a lantern.
Well, now we know that.
Yeah.
Anything else? I'm not going to keep moving him backwards and forwards every time he's asking the group a question. He's stepping out of the circle. Anything else?
I'm looking.
Is it, how specific is this article?
Apparently very. They give
No,
me a
no,
very
I mean
good recipe.
like. I understand that, but can we
Oh.
ask it anything?
I asked it for two recipes.
We asked about that group in Chult, and
Who here speaks Dwarven?
Not me.
Nope. Yaghol does.
I have a sneaking suspicion Yaghol might.
Yeah, but I don't know. Doesn't matter.
I mean, I know Gnomish has its base in Dwarvish, but I don't actually speak it myself.
Well then, you'd be able to read Dethic.
I would.
The ring on the floor reads, "Ask your question and know truth."
Okay.
Says ask a question in Dutch, so literally, I think it will answer anything as long as it can find the answer, unless you're not specific. I think. So I'm hoping that's why they said they were dead.
Serpentwick, if there are no more pressing questions to our quest, would you mind if I ask a bit of a selfish question?
Ooh, I didn't even think about that.
Go ahead.
Hector steps into the circle and asks, "Oh, great oracle, would you happen to know where the location of my sister Bubbly Hopsworth is?"
There is a slight pause, and in Giant, the answer comes back, "Yes."
Oh, God damn it! Oh, I hate you so much!
And the
Fucking
lantern.
Hector!
Good. That's
Fucking Hector and
good.
his broken comment.
Hector, I can do it for you.
Oh, please, if you don't mind. Oh, sorry.
What's your sister's
Well,
name
just
again?
as well as we're here.
It's Bubbly Hopsworth.
3 lanterns left.
Borrowed steps inside the circle and says, "Where is Bubblia Hopsworth?"
I laugh because I had a plan about this earlier on, and
Oh,
John
no.
told me things.
Yikes.
Well, John didn't tell me anything, but John at least informed me about certain things about me.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh no.
Oh, too late to turn back now.
There's no oh no about it, but good luck, John.
Sundabar.
Ooh. That's a place.
Did that come out of Amir or did that come out of Hector? Wondering.
out of Hector, he'd probably go. This is me asking, by the way, so ignore me, article. Where's Sunderbar?
Ah, you're not in the circle.
2
Yeah.
lanterns left.
That's what I mean. Where did 2 lanterns go? Oh wait, no, 2 lanterns left. I'm an idiot. I can listen.
Because someone wasted a fucking question.
I did not waste the question. I was speaking as Hector speaks in broken common. Where is Sunderbar, Sir Fendwick?
We've been to Sunderbar, haven't we? Or been near it?
You've
Yeah.
been near it, I believe. I can't remember if you actually went there or not.
I don't think we did.
No, you
but
didn't.
Somewhere in the northern areas. It's like near Mirabar and stuff.
It's in the Silver Marches.
Ooh, oh my, she could still be alive. Oh, this is wonderful.
I mean, we can ask.
No, I've already wasted 2 questions. Well, 1 question.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely type is
Tippity tap. Oh, sorry.
winky face. There we go.
No.
So, well, if we're going to be doing those kind of questions, that's one. Did Briar actually tell the names of her parents?
I can't remember. I don't think she did.
I don't believe she ever did know.
No, she only said their auntie's name, and you know where her auntie is.
Well then, what is the location of Briar Gardenia's parents?
Ooh, bear with me a moment. Bear with me a moment while I go through some notes.
That's good.
The voice returns.
Somewhere, I'm sure. I don't know.
What do you expect from me?
I mean, jeez, dude. The fuck?
Come on.
This is some old stuff.
Dude.
Briar Gardenia's father, whose name I don't know. Amy, do you remember it?
I will look it up because I do believe I told you out of character.
I do believe it has come up in discussions we've had.
Alright, let me do some investigation whilst my mum chokes to death in the background.
That sounds like something that should be
that's
helped.
kind of bad.
Yeah, maybe assist with that. Not
Mm-hmm.
help the mum, not help the choking.
The mother is called Rosemary, the father is called Oliver.
Oh.
Oliver Gardenia is located in the Temple of Black Earth.
Temple of Black Earth.
Rosemary Gardenia is located in the Temple of the Crushing Wave.
Oh,
Temple
that's promising.
Oh.
of
Oh.
Crushing
Oh.
Wave.
Why are you making that noise?
Yeah, don't worry. I know what those two are as well. Don't worry.
Same. That's out of character. Anyway.
Oh no, I've never heard of them.
Yes, actually, Amy, you have. Your character hasn't.
I have? When did I
Yeah.
hear about this?
There was a very popular thing in my campaign that had to deal with them. That I adapted to fit the Taldore setting.
What specifically happened?
Well, do you remember from my campaign that there were a lot of elemental things happening. Yes.
Yes.
I told someone the names of all the cults because you guys eventually like sort of found out who was behind the whole like grand picture thing.
Yeah.
Sorry if this is if this is spoilers for anyone who hasn't or at least heard of Princes of the Apocalypse. But the Cult of the Black Earth is where you found and killed Anna's father and that Medusa.
Oh.
And
Oh!
the Cult of the Crushing Wave was the one that Matthias's father took.
Oh! It's
Yeah.
all about parents, isn't it?
It is!
One lantern remains lit.
Okay, well, I know what I need to know, so... Yeah, thank you for the affirmation, Sean.
I typed that before the rest of it was said. It's not my fault you don't read quick enough.
Wow. Like, sorry, considering what... Me knowing what Briar's parents were, I'm very confused why elemental cults were after.
I wanted to ask,
I mean-
but I can't remember what to ask.
You never know.
Oh, shit, son. Ugh, got hair on me.
Milo's gonna get to the circle.
Okay.
Okay. What is the current situation of Romad Seraphang in Chult
And the squad.
and the
The squad.
Because Milo only knows a bit of mentions of Romad, like through Agric, and what
But you know of...
Yeah.
know he knows of him. So he's like saying, okay, so what is the current situation of Romad, Seraphang, and the team that is with them in Chult? He says is in Giant.
The response in a booming voice in Giant. Romad Sour Fang and his team are outside of my abilities to see.
You fucking troll.
Interesting.
That's,
True.
as one would say, far out.
You hear that?
That is the sound of my defeat.
Oh, by the way, we just got a message from the Maddie General Chat of Final Boss Fight.
Yeah, I saw.
Doesn't know. Yeah, Sammy is now on you. Oh, kind of.
Why are you speaking like that?
I don't know. I can't do. Sammy is now on this flight leaving for France, saying you should receive a message from him saying he's back alive because by the time he is, it'll be 2 a.m. for me and I'll be asleep.
You'll be
No.
back. Soon you'll
Soon
see.
you'll see.
You
Right.
remember you belong to me.
So he goes out the circle, and Milo says, it says that Romad and the group who are going to chat about this whole thing, right? It's beyond its reach. Guys seem to don't know about the current situation.
And the final lantern dims.
Well,
I'm more concerned about Mr. Arik.
well, that at least dismisses the possibility that they're dead. Because, to be fair, we weren't exactly specific yesterday, but now we have been. There is a
Okay.
chance they're still alright.
Well, maybe. Well, whatever this death curse is, maybe it's got stronger power than thought, and maybe it's stopping them from seeing them.
Or maybe they've
Especially
gone
the old
somewhere
brother.
they can't be seen.
Possibly. There are many planes I have learned about.
Not just planes, there's magic that can just literally stop people being able to see.
That implies they
That's-
might be in the tomb then.
We don't actually know anything about a tomb, to be perfectly frank.
I swear, the fact that we've been traveling with them, they must have mentioned at one point.
They
No,
probably
not even
brought
like-
up.
I mean, the last time we technically saw them, they had just entered the city. They didn't actually know they had to go into the tomb.
Fine, let me
Fair.
retract that then. They're probably in a... Like you said, they're probably in a place of strong magic, which might indicate that they're close to their goal.
Yes.
Ah. Very whimsical.
Now, let me put it this way. If they were dead, I think the Oracle would have been able to detect that.
Exactly. If maybe the didn't. I think Eric said something about there used to be a team out there. I'm not entirely sure, but that might have been the one previously before Romad decided. Sorry, doing great. But hopefully they're okay. Well, I hope we got all the answers that we need. I think we should start getting going as soon as possible.
I had another question, but it'll have to wait. Okay,
Wait. What question was it?
it doesn't matter.
Fenwick, it
Walks
does
off.
matter.
He's walked off. He's walked off.
Milo is following.
Gotta go fast.
It does
Alright.
matter. We can wait for another.
We're not waiting another day. We have to get this done.
Milo, we can always come back.
I know.
I
Right.
take Milo aside. Sir Milo, though I only encountered Fenthwick for only a few days when I first met him, I can already tell from the days we've spent with him now is that he is one who keeps his troubles to himself. It is best not to push on matters.
I understand. I mean, everyone has their own secrets.
Yes,
It's
that's
a
true.
matter of time to let them go once you're ready.
You are a compassionate individual, Sir Milo.
I can only be when close.
But I'm sure in time Sir Fenthwick will be willing to divulge more. Seems the weight of grief is still heavy on his shoulders. That never really goes away.
Yeah. I guess I can understand where he's coming. He kind of saddened at the thought of it.
He's a precious little cinnamon roll.
Well, I hope well, let's continue on.
Yes, let us be away.
Borrowed it at this point, I think, as we're walking out towards the castle again. Would just sort of like find himself next to Hector and just say, I think well, if we're talking sort of selfish questions to ask, I think my stomach got in the way of mine. This is actually the first place that I get answers about Dad.
Oh, Borrowed,
It's all right. It's fine. As Fenwick said, kind of fate of the world, kind of, sort of, outweighs the selfish questions a group of adventurers.
But you didn't have to ask that question for me. You could have asked about him.
Well, I figure that, well, with your sort of, you know, a lifetime and the difference between yours, mine, and his, I have time. I don't even know how old I am. I don't know how old I am,
Oh.
but I think I have time.
What did I? You know, I promised you I'd do everything I can to help you in your quest.
And I promised you the same thing about your sister.
Well, with or without Oracle, we will persevere, and if we need the Oracle, then we will find a way to come back.
Exactly. Besides, I have some really great recipes that I want to try, and a giant cauldron back at the castle to test these out on. I need to make a big meal.
You never
Very much
fail
so.
to amuse me.
It's part of the charm.
Miner's gonna run up to Borrowed.
Oh, yes?
You know, I know more of the recipes from Ayla, though. I
Do
can
you?
tell you some.
Yes, please.
All
I
right,
would
let's
love
go.
that. And we make our way back to the castle.
You know, Eric's mother Lunan always called me a tiny giant.
Tiny giant.
Yeah. I kind of see them as my actual family, the Cricket Roars. So, I kind of became like one of them, to be honest. If it wasn't for the guild, I wouldn't be here, to be honest with you.
Well, I'm glad you're here.
He grins.